Hello everyone. In today's session, we will discuss about volume and volume analysis. Guys, most of the people who follow technical analysis, they tend to ignore volume. Yes, they tend to ignore volume. They only focus on price and indicators which are derived from the price. Now, if you want to do complete technical analysis, if you want to identify proper price patterns, if you want to identify proper price breakouts or breakdown, then in this case, volume is absolutely necessary. So do not make mistake of ignoring volume. Always consider volume into your analysis. Now, I think I have given you enough motivation to study volume seriously. So without further delay, let's move forward and understand what is volume, why volume is important, and let's study 9 important volume principles which will help you to enhance your technical analysis of any asset class. Now, first let's understand what is volume and why volume is important. Now you all know volume is nothing but number of shares traded in given time. Now what is this given time? Given time means in that time frame. So we use daily charts, we use minute chart, we use intraday, hourly charts, we use monthly, weekly charts. These are our time frames. So daily volume is amount of shares traded, number of shares traded in that given day. Okay. Weekly chart, number of shares traded within that week. Same with all the time frames. So let me show you this. So let's say, yeah, this is a daily chart. From here, this is Coal India's chart, correct? From here, you can select any time frame, correct? So a single candle is nothing but that day's price movement. Like that, the single bar signifies number of shares traded in on that day, correct? So every bar is nothing but number of shares traded on those particular days. Here you will get volume number. So on 14th of December, volume was 35 million shares. This is how we check. So let's talk about 1 minute chart. So this is 1 minute volume. So the last minute, that is today's 330th volume, is 18th May, 330. Last minute volume of the market is nothing but 62,000 shares. This is how we check volume. Now, why volume is important and what we get from the volume. Volume gives us eagerness of buyers and sellers. Volume gives us eagerness of market participants, that means traders and investors. Now you will ask me how. So let's talk about important news which can impact share drastically. Now it can be good news also, bad news also. Upon hearing that news, upon understanding that information, the traders and investors and their perception or anticipation of that stock will change, because that news is new and that is going to impact the shares. So with change in that anticipation, if news is good, they will feel that shares will perform well and it will give good returns. So based on that, traders and investors, they may buy. They will come into the market. They will show eagerness. They want to buy ASAP, and activity will increase, and hence it will show in terms of volume. Why? Because as activity is going up, buying and selling is going up, volume will increase. Same with the opposite side news. If news is bad, they want to get out of the stock. I'm talking about investors. Traders, they want to short the stock if it is in the futures market, correct? So again, activity is going up, volume is going up. So this is how that increase in volume is showing us eagerness of buyers and sellers, eagerness to participate in the market. Correct. And if, as we say, if they are more eager, they will run to buy, they will run to sell, and because of which price will move rapidly or slowly. That depends on their eagerness and market structure. That's a different story. But volume shows eagerness. Now, if you see, volume is showing their anticipation, their action, their reaction. That means volume is also giving us psychology of traders and investors. And collectively, volume is giving us mass psychology. And hence, volume is very important in technical analysis. That is the first part. Now, let's think about the second part. And second part is the most important part according to me. Why? Because here, first, we will understand the process of technical analysis, how professionals use technical analysis to take the decisions. And then we will understand why volume is absolutely necessary in that. Okay, so let's talk and let's consider a share. Let's talk about IRCTC. Okay, let's talk about IRCTC. This is the daily chart. Now here there is a volume and there is a candlesticks chart. I want to add few more indicators. Let's add relative strength index. All these indicators we will study in upcoming sessions. That's not an issue. I'll add moving average. So there are thousands and thousands of indicators, guys. Okay, you can add anything. Just be with me. I just want to drive one point. Okay, I just want to convey one point. That's why I have added few indicators. There are so many indicators which you can use in order to do proper technical analysis. But the point is how professionals take decisions. Okay, how professionals take decisions. So what we do, so this is our IRCTC on December. In the month of December, IRCTC was near, let's say, 876. Then it touched 1900, correct, by 24th Feb. Okay, in 2 months, from 850 or 900 to 1900. Okay, huge move. After that, there was a reversal. Okay, there was a reversal. Now, should we sell stock over here? Should we take short position over here, or should we exit the IRCTC over here? Answer is we do not know, because this is just an indication from candlestick. Now, whether this is a perfect reversal or not, forget about that for time being. Okay, this is a red candle after a handsome move from 1500 to 2000. Okay, so professionals, they will not sell over here, because technical analysis is all about collecting evidences to take trade or to make investment. Now you will ask me what kind of evidences. This is our first evidence that there is some weakness in the structure. Now, as a technical analyst, you should take support from various other indicators like volume. Volume is going down, like moving average. Okay, here there is no moving average crossover, and the price is also not closing below moving average at this level, but at this level it is closing below moving average. One more evidence, you will use RSI, you can use MACD, you can use anything. There are thousands of indicators, but the point is, once you are going to use 5-6 indicators, out of this 5-6, if majority are telling you that market has reversed, then you will take sell position. That means either you will short or you will exit from IRCTC. And this is how professionals work. They will not look at one single indicator or candlesticks and they will not take impulsive decision. No, because it's all about probability. So take everything into consideration. Use 5, 6 indicators. If majority, more than 4, are telling you one thing, then go and trade using proper stop loss in that direction. Now, in this entire structure, if you look at the structure carefully, candlesticks made up of price, moving average is derived from the price, RSI is derived from the price, correct? So majority of indicators, they are either price or derivation of price. Only volume is independent. You will ask me how, correct? Have a look at this. For telling that, for showing that, I'll take example of this bounce. Now, from 760, market reached 1400. That means market doubled. It gave 100% return in this trend. Have a look at this first zone, correct? So from 750 or 760 till this 1100, there was no volume, correct? So here it is almost 340, 350 point move with no volume at all, minuscule amount of volume, correct? And at the same time, from that 1100, okay, from this point to 1500, there is a healthy volume. Yes or no? That means almost for similar kind of move, volume is showing different nature. And hence, volume is independent of price. Volume is giving you something new. So guys, in order to make your analysis complete, in order to take mass psychology into consideration, in order to get new perspective, because volume is independent of price, you should add volume into your entire analysis structure. Very important, very important. And that's why professionals give good amount of weightage to volume analysis. Okay, so this is our second point. Now let's talk about 3 most important rules for volume analysis. Okay, that is very important. First, have a look at this. Price is moving from 1000 to 1200. Volume is going up, correct? Increasing volume will tell you, or decreasing volume will tell you either this trend is supported by investors or not, traders and investors or not. If there is a volume, then trend is supported by your traders and investor. If there is no volume, then trend is not supported by your traders and investors. I'm talking about this uptrend, specifically uptrend for time being. Here trend is supported by your traders and investors. Okay, actual real money. It is a trend is backed by real money. Now the problem is not problem, but the limitation that this increase in volume in isolation will not tell you that from 1200 whether it will go to 1300 or it will come back to 1000 or it will go to your 1500. Volume do not have price projection capabilities. Volume will not tell you the price projection. Where is the next move? Volume will not give you that answer. That is the first rule. Second rule, when you analyze volume, always take general direction of volume into consideration. So have a look at this. You will find one bar, there is a higher amount of volume, then small, lower, then sideways, then suddenly it's higher amount of volume. But from here to here, if you see, majority trend is downwards. Okay. Now there are 2 bars with higher amount of volume because maybe on that day emotions were high. Maybe there was some news, correct? So on that day volume was high, but general trend is downwards. General trend is downwards. Here it was sideways and one day it was up. Getting my point? So in order to analyze volumes direction, take general trend into consideration. Do not pinpoint a single bar and drastic change in a single bar, because guys, this is not a mechanical structure, correct? Here we are analyzing psychology of people through volume. So there might be some huge day, some minuscule day, that is entirely possible. Just focus on general direction. That is the second point. Now, third point. And for the third point, I want to show you ITC's chart. Always in volume analysis, always take recent past into consideration. Okay, recent past into consideration. Why? Because guys, what is volume? What is volume? Volume is nothing but your psychology of traders and investors, correct? Psychology of traders and investors. Now, if you are trading in this current trend, correct, then you need to understand psychology of traders and investors within this trend. Yes or no? Correct. Now, if you want to analyze and if you want to do analysis of volume of this part, this high with this high, which was 10-20 years back, it's of no use because era is different, trend is different. So the objective, the anticipation, the psychology of traders and investors is completely different. Apart from that, there may be a possibility that the stock is less known at that time. Now it is well known. This can produce a difference. It may be a possibility. It's not, the case is not with the ITC, but it may be a possibility that at that time, in totality, amount of money in the market is less, was less. And now amount of money, traders, investors, intraday traders, they are more due to technological advancement. So always analyze volume with recent past. Recent past means in your current trend, analyze volume. Do not try to analyze 10 years, 20 years back volume with current volume structure. So these are the three rules. First, volume cannot give you price projection target. Second, always see general trend of volume, general direction of volume. Do not get confused by in between sharp increase or decrease in volume bars. And the third, always analyze volume with recent past. Do not analyze volume with 10-20 years back volume structure. These are the three rules with the help of which you can understand and analyze 9 most important volume principles properly. So without further delay, let's understand first principle. Volume goes with the trend. Now, guys, tell me what happens if there is a price movement. If there is a price movement, stock will give returns. As stock is giving returns, more number of people will interested in that stock. They want to buy that stock. There will be interest around that stock, and that interest will get reflected in the activity and the volume. So if there is a trend, you will see rising amount of volume. Now, second, what will happen if price is moving between a range? What is range? Range means it is a zone between two price levels. So here Graphite India is moving between 110 and down to 70 rupees. Okay, 65 to 70 rupees. Now here Price is moving between 30 rupees for how many years? From 2010 till 2017. 7 years, price is moving between these two supports and resistances. Correct? In such stocks, investors, they will lose interest or they will forget that ये stock मेरे portfolio में है. Correct? They will lose interest. Traders will lose interest. Correct? People will not be enthusiastic about this stock because price is moving between the range. So less interest, less volume. Okay. So if prices are between the zone, then volume is less. If prices are trending, you will see higher amount of volume in those script. So volume goes with the trend. It's clear over here. And obviously volume is relative. You always analyze volume with respect to recent past. So in this zone, volume is less, correct? Relatively, volume is less. People, they lost interest in this zone, yes or no? And as price is moving out of the zone, you can see huge amount of volume in this particular script, correct? Huge amount of volume. Volume goes with the trend. Now, let's discuss this further. If volume goes with the trend, then what is the behavior of volume in uptrend and downtrend? So, guys, think about this. Think about this logically. Let's talk uptrend first. Okay, think about this logically. If there is an uptrend, okay, long-term uptrend going on in a particular stock, people know that this script is going up. So when prices are going up, people will be more interested to buy. If prices are correcting or they are coming down slowly, people will be on the sidelines. They will not get out of the stock because in their mind, this is the uptrend. They will not add because they want to select or they want to choose right price point to enter. So they will be on the sidelines, correct? So while coming down, volume will be less. And this is the characteristics of uptrend. While going up, you will see volumes. While coming down within uptrend, you will see lesser amount of volumes because we all know price will not move in the straight line. In any particular uptrend, according to Dow theory, uptrend is higher top, higher bottom, correct? So there will be up moves, there will be sideways moves, there will be down moves in an uptrend. So in an uptrend, when prices are moving up, you will see rising amount of volume activity. When prices are coming down in an uptrend, you will see reducing amount of volume activity. Let's check it out over here only. Okay, let's see this. Have a look at this. Correct, prices have moved from 1413 to 2000. Correct, have a look at the general trend is going up from this level to this level. There was one bar where volume was exponential, increase in volume was exponential, but in total direction was up, correct? Now, here prices are coming down, correct? Have a look at this. People are losing interest because this is the uptrend, correct? Sophisticated people, for them, they have a particular price target. They are looking at fundamentals. They are looking at news flows. What they were thinking, what they are thinking of selecting right price. So they will stay away. They will let market fall, correct? And then because of this reduced activity, you will see lower amount of volumes. General direction is down, price is moving down, correct? This is also a very good signal that uptrend may continue, correct? Uptrend may continue because people are not ready to sell. People are not interested in selling. This is the one signal that after some time, after price coming down, uptrend may continue. Okay, one of the signal. That's it. That's it. as I have told you earlier, find out more evidence. This can be one of the evidence. Have a look at this now. In this zone, price is going up. Have a look at this, price is going up. Correct? Correct? Now, this is a sideways zone, price coming down. One candle, erratic higher move, but that higher volumes, but that is okay. But overall, it is coming down. Now, have a look at this. Price is going up. I'll do this. Have a look at this. Price is going up. From here, price is volume is moving up. Okay, look at this. Volume trend is up. Yes or no? Correct? Are you getting my point, guys? Are you getting my point? Now, the thing is, and the important point is, guys, this is real world. You will not get mechanically perfect structures. No. You need to find general trends. Okay, you need to find general trends. Now, have a look at this. It's going up and general trend is up. Correct? General trend is up. Now, what about downtrend? Same way, normally, logically. Okay, same way, normally, logically. People are interested in trading in the direction of trend. So, in downtrend, when prices are falling, people will be more interested to sell. So, you will find more activity. When in the longer term downtrend, when there is a small reaction, correct? When there is a, not small, but when there is a reaction, people will not be interested in buying. So there will be less amount of volume. When I say people will not be interested, I'm not saying that no one will buy or no one is buying from the mindset of longer term view. It will not happen because at every price point, there is some buyer and there is some seller. Yes or no? There is some buyer and there is some seller. When I talk about this, I'm talking about eagerness of buying and selling. Correct? So when people know that this may be a longer term downtrend, and if prices are bouncing, think about the psychology. What people will think, some of them, they will not be sure whether this is a bottom or not, whether this is a long-term price reversal or not. So they will be on the sidelines. Those who want to short, what they will think, let price come up. I'll short at the good right top price. Yes or no? So they will be on the sidelines. They will be looking after everything carefully and properly. Yes or no? And hence, reactions have lower amount of volume. If trend is there, if trend is intact, reaction have lower amount of volumes, ideally. Okay, so have a look at this. Let's check out this. Price is falling down, volume stable, and then it is going up. Yes or no? Have a look at this. Volume is going up. Correct? Correct? Now, after that, there was a good amount of rise. Then have a look at this fall, this total fall. Volume levels from this level, they went up to this level. Correct? They went up to this level. General direction up. Then there was a reaction from here at the bottom. There were some buyers, but as and when this reaction progressed, volume levels, they started going down, and this is the sign that this is not a reversal. Instead, this is a reaction. Correct? This is a reaction to this downfall. Again, prices are falling, volume is going up. Are you getting my point? These are the general characteristics. In an uptrend, when prices are going up, you will see higher activity. In the reactionary phase, you will see reduced activity. In the downtrend, when prices are going down, you will see higher activity. And in the reactions, correct, you will see reduced activity. These are the characteristics of volume along with the uptrend and down. Now, based on our learnings from first principle, let's explore and expand our volume analysis knowledge. Now, here in the second principle, we will learn to identify bottoms using volumes. That means how volume can give you one evidence to understand whether price has formed bottom or not. And it is a very simple process. For that, let's see Primaplast example. Okay, so bottom means after uptrend, price has fallen, correct? After uptrend, price is in the downwards move. Okay, the process of finding out bottom means identifying signals where you can say that downtrend has been arrested and now prices have re-entered into uptrend. That means this will be the bottom. Let me give you clear example. From 5 rupees, stock moved to 30 rupees and then it entered into downward move. From 30 rupees, stock again hit 11 rupees or 10 rupees level. Okay, now here in this zone from 11 to 15, stock moved in this zone from 2011 till 2014. For 3 years, stock was trading in this 11 to 15 zone. Okay, now when you figure out this structure that there was an uptrend, then price has fallen, and then there was a range with the lower amount of volume. Why? Because people are not interested. For 3 years, price has moved in this 4 rupees zone only. Then if prices are moving out of this range with higher amount of volume, have a look at this volume zone. Here, if you check it over here, okay, if you check it over here in this phase, 2000, 3000, 6000, 700, 1400. That means there were weeks when only 400 shares were traded in entire 5 days. Getting my point? So in this entire zone, there was no interest, but as and when prices are moving out, have a look at this volume. 2 lakhs, 70,000, 1 lakh. Okay. More and more people are entering. Why? Because more people are thinking that price, something has happened. There may be some news, there may be some structural change, but that has changed the anticipation of investors, traders and investors. Now they are interested. Now they are backing this trend. Okay. And as prices are moving out of these zones, this is the first signal, that is prices are moving out of the zone. Second, and the most important signal, that it is backed by higher volume. And these higher volumes will tell you that prices have bottomed out. Okay. First signal, there should be a fall. Second phase, the range. And the third, the most important signal, that prices are moving out with higher volume. This is your bottoming out process. Now, like bottoming out, there is one more principle, that is distribution and churning, which can tell you whether prices are going to top out or not. One of the evidence, I'm not telling you that it will give you 100% reversal points, but no, it will not give you 100% reversal point, but you may find out the distribution zone, churning zone, or top out zones. One of the signals volume can give you. Now, for that, have a look at About India. Okay. So top out means there should be an uptrend. Yes or no? In the bottom out process, there should be a downtrend. Similarly, exactly opposite, in the top out, there should be a uptrend Because after uptrend, price will fall down, correct? If there is no uptrend, then how it is going to top out? Top out means uptrend has been arrested and price has reversed. So what happened, guys? Let me tell you this process. This you have learned in the one of the Dow principle. There are three phases in the trend. Okay. First, there is accumulation, then public participation, and then churning or distribution. In distribution, what happened that in the accumulation phase and early breakout phase, the big players, the big fish, they will accumulate a lot of shares, correct? Because they have sophisticated information and they have a lot of things. So they will enter near bottom. So volume will be high over there because in the larger chunk, they are buying shares. Okay. Then there will be a trend. In the final phase of the trend, they have to book profit. They will exit from the stock, correct? So sometimes they exit in the final leg, correct? Where retailers are buying, who are selling to retailers. These biggies are selling to retailers. So either they will sell and they will not either, they will sell in this leg, and sometimes signal, we can catch the signals of this distribution or churning. That means shares are changing hands. That means big players are selling shares to retailers. How you can find out that? If near high prices are moving in the range. So here from 16,000 to 17,000, correct? 17,800 in this range. This is a weekly chart, guys. Okay. So in this range, prices are moving. Normally, what we see that in an uptrend, when prices are moving up, there will be volume. When there is a sideways or moving down, volume should be reduced one, correct? But near top, if prices are going to reverse, what will happen? Near top, these big players, they will sell off their equity. Why? Because they want to book profit. Now, when they are selling, they are not selling, they will not sell in lower quantities. Yes or no? They want to get rid of their entire kitty or some majority of kitty. So they will sell off majority of stocks. Volumes will be huge. So normally in sideways or in the reactionary phase in an uptrend, volume is reduced one. But when you find this structure, when prices are moving sideways, but volume is higher, you should get cautious. This is different from normal characteristic. This is called as churning. Churning means changing of hands. Smart money is selling shares to dumb money. Okay. And hence volume will be larger. This is abnormal and this is called as your distribution. Few number of big players, they are distributing their kitty, their shares to larger number of retailers, correct? This is a signal of topping out process. So after that, if prices break down, if prices are going to break down out of this zone, prices will move downwards and hence prices will enter in longer term downtrend or longer term consolidation as it has happened over here. That means from March 20th, I don't want to comment over here whether it is a breakout or not, but from March 20th, when prices were at 18,500 till Jan, for almost 9 months or 10 months, prices were consolidating or moving downwards slowly, correct? This is the signal. This is called as distribution principle. Now, let's move on to the next thing. Rising price and falling volume. This is the fourth principle. Again, based on learnings of first principle. in first principle. It may be repetitive, okay, but you should learn and understand, because we do not want you to mug this principle. We do not want you to ratify this principle. Just absorb, understand, and then while doing analysis, it will come out. Okay, so in first principle, what we have learned? We have learned IOC. This is IOC, correct? What we have learned? We have learned in an uptrend. This is the uptrend, correct? 88 to 220 move. In an uptrend, when prices are going up, volume going up happened. When prices are in the reactionary phase, there will be a reduced volume. Have a look at here. Again, prices are going up, increased level of activity. Everything is perfect. Till this point, everything is perfect. Guys, as I mentioned earlier, this is the signal that everything is going perfectly. Why? Because while moving up, volume is going up. That means people are supporting the trend. While there is a reaction, volume is reducing. That means people still think this is an uptrend and they want to be on the sidelines in order to pick right price. Again, when prices are moving up, volume is picking up. Everything is good. Volume is giving you perfect signal that structure is intact. Now, again, there is a reaction, volume is going down, you are happy, prices are going to go up, and then suddenly you find prices move from 183 to 220. And in that phase, instead of going up, volumes are coming down. General trend of volume is coming down in this phase. This is opposite to what we have learned in the first principle. This is rising price and falling volume. Logically, just think about logically. This means prices have moved up without the support or without the rising interest from the traders and investors. And this is a cautious signal, guys. This is a cautious signal. You should be cautious. You should be alert. Okay. You should be so alert that you should look for next reversal sign. It may be maybe the candlesticks will give you reversal, maybe something else will give you reversal. That all we will see. Maybe some pattern will give you reversal. But this is the sign of weaker uptrend structure. Rising price, falling volume. Be alert. And as you have seen over here, after this, price moved from 222 till 182. Correct? Correct. This is the power of this signal. Now, interestingly, after that, again, price tried to test previous high. Price went beyond previous high, but was not able to sustain that level. Again, price reversed. And from that point onwards, price moved down to 117. So you may not get this much fall each and every time, but the point is rising price, falling volume in an uptrend is bearish. Okay, that will give you first signal of weaker structure. Then collect more evidence from various indicators and take your decision. Now, similarly, never short a dull market. This is exactly opposite to rising price, falling volume. That means falling price and falling volume. Now, let's understand this with the help of SBI cards. In the first principle, we have studied that during the downtrend, normally, when prices are falling, you will see higher volume. And when there is a reaction, you will see lesser volume or reduced volume activity. Correct? Have a look at this. Prices moved from 758 till 500. Then there was a bounce, correct? As usual, bounce was supported by, or for that matter, bounce was not supported by volume. Hence, in the bounce, there is a reduced activity. Okay, there is a reduced activity. Now, this is important. After moving to 599, prices are again falling. Now, this time, when prices are falling, guys, have a look at this. This time, when prices are falling, volume activity is also reducing. That means this is a dull market. People do not want to short this stock. Apart from that, near bottom, in these two candles, agreed, there is increase in volume. There is increase in volume. However, that volume activity is significantly lower than your volume activity at this point. Getting my point? That means near this low, near previous low, not enough number of people are interested relative to previous low. Again, sign of dull market. First sign over here that price is moving down with the lower amount of volumes or reducing volumes. And second, near low, volumes are lower as comparison to this low. Correct? So this is a dull market, and never short a dull market. That means people are not interested in selling. So why are you selling? That means will you buy suddenly? No. Again, volume is giving you first signal. Okay. Hence, wait for it. Allow price to give bounce. Allow any candlestick formation to happen. Allow and check other indicators evidence. Once you get more amount of evidence, just go and buy. Okay, my only point is volume gave us the initial signal that market is dull, and based on that you can easily enter in the stock with the help of other evidences from other indicators. Okay, so never short a dull market. Now, next principle. Now, guys, let's discuss the next principle. Volume leads price in an uptrend. So, till this point, we analyzed volume with respect to a particular uptrend. Okay, let me show you how. So, let's check IOC. We analyzed this uptrend, and then we analyzed rising activity of volume in this uptrend. That's it. Have a look at this. This uptrend in isolation or this up move in isolation, and we have just checked whether volume activity is going up or not. But in this principle, we are going to check volume activity of different peaks. Okay, and at special structures, special zones. For that, have a look at BHALE first. Here, BHALE from 107 moved up to round about 300, correct? Now, but in this phase, what happened? BHALE is at 210. It made high of 281, then again coming down at 230, making high of 290 something, again coming down at 250, and then making high of 300 plus. BHALE is making new peaks, correct? But now we will analyze volume activity between these peaks. So here, have a look at this. Here, volume is higher, then first peak, volume activity low, second peak, volume activity even lower, and the last peak near here. So general trend of volume activity is downwards, where volume or the price is moving upwards, correct? So here at every peak from this point onwards, at every peak, volume is reducing. Getting my point? Volume is stabilizing or reducing. Majorly, it is reducing. In the last peak over here, it is showing in a single candle, it is showing higher volume. But as I have already told you, that this is your real world. You will not get the perfect thing. But till this point, getting my point, here there are divergences, and in the up move leading to this single candle, the up move leading to this single candle, volume is also coming down. So these are your divergences. How divergences? Because price is moving up, but in comparison to last peak, volume is going down continuously. Now, this will tell you the structure is weakening, but this is very difficult to use or to implement. This principle is very difficult to implement. Why? Because this principle will only tell you that structure is weakening. This principle will not give you or will not tell you that price is going to reverse now, because before actual reversal, there may be multiple divergences. So here there was one divergence, two divergence, and three divergence. There may be 5, 6, 7, 8 divergences of volume and price. But that will only tell you that structure is weakening. That means you should be alert. That's it. Then obviously you have to dependent on price action, candlestick reversal, RSI, other indicator, moving averages, and everything. Correct? Collect evidences from other indicators. But volume is telling you, as trend is progressing further and further, volume is reducing. Correct? Less and less people are now interested to trade or invest at this point. And as and when, if in an uptrend, if buyer becomes interested in selling, then you will see higher amount of volume towards downwards, and that will be the end of that trend. Now, I have not discussed the nitty-gritties of price reversal, pattern breakdown, trend line breakdown, and everything. I have not discussed that at this point. I just want to discuss this weakening structure. Let me show you one more chart. Have a look at this. Price from 943 reached to 1200 something. First, second, third, four peaks are there. And at every peak, you can check the volume structure is going down. Correct? Volume is over here, then here, then here, then here. That means now people are disinterested in this phase. Less and less people are becoming disinterested as price is moving up and up. Structure is weakening. And then when sellers are become dominant, price will reverse. It has happened over here. From 1200, price reached to 888. And in Bhel case, from 300, price actually reached to 55. But every time you will not get this secular trends. Let's check out the first big move. From 300, price reached to 150. As I have mentioned earlier also, the price reversals, the extent of price reversals, they are also dependent on the entire technical structure. Okay, we are looking at this on the weekly level, hence you are looking at big changes and big price reversals. Same thing, you are looking at hourly chart, you will see small price reversals in comparison to this. It's all relative to your technical structure. But the main thing, volume gives you early signal. Volume leads price. Prices are going up, volumes are going down. clear signal of weakening of structure. Okay, remember this carefully, apply this, identify such kind of zones where prices are going up and in comparison to different peaks, volumes are going down. These are called volume divergences, correct? Volume going down, prices going up, volume divergences. Identify this, find out 10, 20, 50 such instances, and then you will understand its complete nature. Okay, having said that, let's move on to the next principle, that is exhaustion or blow off. Guys, this is a very rare phenomena. Hence, when you identify this, you can make huge amount of money out of this structure. So in this, what happens? In the first phase, price moves slowly in the upward direction. So this exhaustion or blow off move happens in uptrend. Price moves slowly in the upward direction. But in the final phases, price move exponentially along with volumes. And after this huge exponential up move, most of the time there is a reversal and rises fall sharply but with lower volumes. And this is called as exhaustion or blow off move. Now, let's check out one of the structure. So this happens in uptrend, correct? First phase, prices are moving slowly. Prices are moving slowly. In the final phase, there will be an exponential move. So in the first phase, prices are moving from 11 till 25, correct? From 10th Feb till 26th of July. That means in 5 months, prices move from 11 to 25. Then from 18th of August till September, August and September, in that 1 month, prices moved from 25 till 64, 65. Getting my point? Prices move from 25 to 65 in just 1 month and backed by huge amount of volumes. Have a look at this volume activity. This is 28 million and this is 23 million. Getting my point? Exponential move, exponential change backed by huge volumes. Have a look at this volume trend. Suddenly exploded in this zone. Why? As prices are moving faster, more number of people are getting in. There is a frenzy. Everybody want to have piece of cake. They are buying. Price exploded. Volume exploded. This is your exponential move. After that, most of the time, you see sharp reversal in prices with lower volume. Now, that doesn't mean you should sell blindly. No. In this move, it is very difficult to find reversal point near top. Yes, very difficult to find reversal point near top. You cannot predict. You will only predict after there is a price reversal. You can only predict when there is a evidence from candlesticks reversal or any kind of price chart reversal. Only then, and other evidences also, but that is required. That is required. So after up move, if there is a price reversal, you will see sharp downfall with lower amount of volume. Have a look at this. From 65 something, prices move down to 33, correct? And have a look at this volume in comparison to these towers. Have a look at this reduced activity of volume. Getting my point? So this is your entire structure of exhaustion move. slow movement in the first phase, explosion of price and volume in the second phase, then there is a price reversal and sharp fall with lower volume, exhaustion move. So guys, in Nifty 100, Nifty 500 stocks, go and identify this blow off or exhaustion move, because whenever you identify this properly, you can make handsome amount of money. So study is required. Only one example which I showed you is not enough. You should go find out, practice, take notes, and next time, whenever there is an exhaustion move, you should be able to capitalize on that. Okay. Now, good point is there is one more move similar to exhaustion move, but in opposite direction. That means in a downtrend. Selling climax occurs in downtrend. Here, price falls rapidly with rapid pace, with huge amount of volume. Once low is made by that asset class, you will find reversal in prices with lower volume. Sometimes reversal will be with higher volume, but most of the times reversal will be accompanied by with lower volume. Let me show you the example of selling climax. So this occurs frequently in silver. Rather, selling climax occurs more often than exhaustion move. Okay, have a look at this. Silver from 47,000 fell to 34,000. Within how many days? From 6 March till 16 March. In 10 calendar days, from 47,000 fell to 34,000. So prices fell with rapid pace. Similarly, volumes are increasing, and in the final phase, fall is backed by huge amount of volume. Hence, it is called as selling climax, because everyone wants to sell either fearfully or greedily. Shorters, they want to earn money. Those who have bought silver, they are fearful, they want to take exit. Everyone is in the market. Most of the people, they are in the market with fear, they are selling. Huge amount of volume is there. Hence, in this single day, on this single day, high was 41,400 and the low was 34,000 in a single day. Okay, single day, silver gave 7,000 points move. Have a look at this low, guys. Have a look at this low, 34,000. Price retract on that particular day from 34,000, closed at 36,900. Okay. After that, you will see, most of the time, you will see price reversal, but with lower volume. Here, prices try to touch the previous low. They were not successful in breaching previous low. And then reversal happened. And you can see the lower volume. From 34,000, prices went back to 42,000. And this is now your selling climax. Climax means end of the trend, end of the downtrend. Okay. Now, here prices tried to touch this low and they were not successful in breaching low. Most of the time, this will happen, but this is not a permanent rule. No, sometimes they may breach. Okay, they may breach, but most of the times this will happen. New low will not be made and there will be a reversal. Guys, this is selling climax. Earlier, exhaustion move, selling climax, both of them, you can make money in a good manner if you have good study of these patterns. And the final principle, any breakout or breakdown should be backed by volumes, be it trend line breakout, breakdown, be it your price pattern breakout, breakdown. It should be backed by volume. Now, trend line related analysis we have seen in the last session. Pattern related breakouts and breakdown, and how you can analyze volume with respect to patterns, that we will see in the next week or in the next session. So guys, that's it from my side. From the volume front, you should analyze volume properly and you should not ignore volume. Apart from that, whatever we have discussed, you will not find exact mechanical similar structure always everywhere. No. Understand the meaning behind the principle. Understand the psychology of buyers and sellers behind the principle, and then analyze the market. You will see the similarities, and then you will be able to use this principle to your benefit to take good, enhanced decision. So guys, just read and go through the video again and try to find out same structures in Nifty 50 or Nifty 100 stocks. That will be a good exercise. That's it from my side. Thank you. See you guys.